Good morning. We're here today to ask for the public's help in finding a person we believe is responsible for a double homicide that occurred earlier this year. Homicide detectives with Fresno County Sheriff's Office are seeking the public's help to locate 25-year-old Ramad Carrell Park. He may be transient and is known to frequent the city of Fresno and Los Angeles County, specifically the communities of Santa Monica, Van Nuys, and Sherman Oaks. Park is described as a black male, 5'10", 185 pounds, with brown eyes and black hair. He may have facial hair. I would like to introduce some family members that are here and who will be speaking. First, we have one of the victims, Melba. Her daughter is Amanda Park, who will be speaking after me. Melba's sister, Gloria Sales, and Robert Sales, Gloria's husband. On the morning of Thursday, January 6, 2022, deputies responded to a call of an injured person located at a home on the 5100 block of East Tulare Avenue in Fresno. Deputies discovered a deceased man in the front yard and a deceased woman inside the home. They have been identified as 90-year-old male Abdel Aziz, his daughter, 58-year-old Melba Abdel Aziz. The two began living together in early 2021 after Mel, a man who had served as a pastor of a local church for 70 years. Melba moved to Fresno from Los Angeles to provide medical care for her father. During the course of the investigation, detectives determined Ramad Park was responsible for killing these two people, who were his mother and his grandfather. Park fled the scene of the crime, and detectives need information from anyone who may have seen him or knows where he may be staying. If located, the public should not approach Park. Instead, call law enforcement immediately. Sheriff's homicide detectives are in close communication with allied law enforcement agencies, both locally and in the Los Angeles area, and several tips about Park have come into our office, but nothing has led to making his arrest. We are not going to release this morning how the victims were killed. We are still investigating. The purpose of today's press conference is for the family members to be able to speak, as well as to announce that Valley Crime Stoppers has increased the reward for this homicide to $5,000. So anyone with information is encouraged to please contact Detective Jose Diaz at 559-600-8204 or 448-7089, also 559 area code. And for Valley Crime Stoppers, as always, you can remain anonymous if you report to 559-498-7867, or you can go to valleycrimestoppers.org and report a tip. So with that, I would like to introduce Amanda Park, Melba's daughter and sister of the suspect. Amanda.
My mom, Melba, and my grandfather, which we called Papo, were loving, caring, God-fearing people. My grandfather was a pastor of 70 years. My mother has been a minister for the Lord her whole life. We're a family of love because God is love. They taught us at an early age all to just move in love, and that's what we are going to do. We still love our brother, Ramad. The reality of the matter is mental illness is truly real. With all your help, please help us by sharing any information with the police and with the Fresno Sheriff Department. Please pray for our families in this time. We will be celebrating my mother and my grandfather's lives this Friday at Celebration Church. All flowers and love donations can be sent to the address of Celebration Church in Clovis, California. Ramad, if you are watching this, please just turn yourself in. we love you, and we just want you to get the help that you need.
Thank you, Amanda. Now Gloria Sells, a sister of Melba and aunt of our suspect.
Hello. Yes, my father, Mel Abdelaziz, and my sister, Melba Abdelaziz, have lived in my home for the past year. My dad had a major stroke last year in January, and due to COVID restrictions, we could not go see him. So the family was Zooming with him, and we started to see a rapid decline on Zoom. So I stated to my husband, who's here, Robert, let's bring Daddy home. So I got with my siblings. I said, we'll bring Daddy home, but I would definitely need help from my siblings. Melba, in her loving, big-hearted way, made the decision to move from LA. She left her commitments there. She left her church there, her career there. She packed up, she came and moved in with us to help me and Robert help Daddy. My other siblings helped as well, but the four of us were in the home, and Dad's recovery over the past year has been miraculous. In fact, in February, my dad was in hospice care. The hospice team told us he had 3 to 5 days to live, but Daddy was strong. Daddy was driven, he was determined, and as Daddy is, he moved from hospice. A few months later, he was in home health care. The therapists were coming in, the speech therapists, occupational, physical, they were coming in, and he worked through all of that. Not long after that, he graduated from that to home health care. He most recently was going to outpatient physical therapy. San Joaquin Valley Rehab helped him. To make a long story short, by the time Daddy's last day, he was no longer even in a wheelchair. He was using his walker. And Melba, throughout that entire year, helped me care for Dad. Melba was very holistic. Melba knew all of the right vitamins and smoothies and the right health foods to provide the care for Daddy that made him really strong. So what I'm just here to say is that Melba, my sister, and Mel, my dad, were very powerful, wonderful people. What I also want to say to my nephew, Ramad, we do forgive you, at least I do. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it hurts. But we are family, and I, like Amanda, state, please, if you are there, if you're listening to this, please turn yourself in. So yes, you can get the help that is available to you. And please, to the community, please help us find Ramad. Thank you.
Robert?
Good morning. I'd like to say thank you for the sheriff, the detectives, the sergeants, all the people in this room that are here to help solve this situation. We need your support as much as you think you need us. My father-in-law was a great, great, great man. I told him many times he was my father. And Melba, my sister-in-law, there's no other. Basically, I'd like to get a message out to you, Ramad, to let you know that you are not alone. I know that you are frightened, scared, and have no idea what's in front of you. But I would like for you to know that we are with you, we care for you, we're praying for you, and we will be by your side as much as we can help you out. So please come forward, and we will all solve this together.
It takes a lot of courage for this family to be here today and deliver their message. And as you can tell, this is a loving family of faith. And they want the same thing we want. We want to bring this investigation to a close in as safe a manner as possible. So with that, I will open this up for questions.
Just a couple things from the family members. Can you tell us a little bit more about Mel and Melba? I mean, some personality traits, favorite things, hobbies.
Come on up.
Thanks so much.
We have always all been a tight-knit family. My mom, she would come into the smallest room or the biggest room and just light up the whole room just with her smile. If you guys can't even just tell through the photos of her and her father. She's always been happy, loving, kind, sweet. Her heart is bigger than anything I've ever known. And she got that from her dad. My grandpa, Papo, he has always just been giving, loving, will give the shirt off their back. My mom has had time and time again since I was a little girl, literally somebody would compliment just the earrings on her ears. And she just got these earrings yesterday and was blessed with them or whatever. And somebody said, "Oh, I like your earrings." And she's like, "Really? You like them? Here, take them." And she'd leave. We'd be at church, and she's left church millions of times without her shoes on her feet. She'd have the cutest heels on her feet, and somebody said, "Oh my gosh, I love your shoes. My mom used to have shoes like that. What size do you wear?" My mom say. And I'd stand right next to her, and they'd say, "Oh, a 6.5." And she's like, "Oh, these are yours." And she'd take her 6.5 shoes off and hand them right over. They're like, "No, no, 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 no. We don't want them. We were just coming." And she's like, "I want you to have them." My mom has done things in front of me, my sister, and my brother, time and time again, that not many people would do. Not many people would just be so open-hearted or willing to just give their last. But that's how my mom was at an early age. Even when I was like 11 years old, we used to go to a church, and we had just got a brand new car. My dad had a car, and my mom had just got this brand new RAV4. And we went to church one Sunday, and we went in the church, came out the church. Me and my sister, she was 15.5, so she was about to use that as her driver's test car. We go to the parking spot, the car is gone. We're like, "Mom, where's the car?" And we're teenagers, so we're like, "Mom, where's the car?" And she goes, "Oh, one of the families who had 2 little ones, car broke down this morning, and they live on the other side of town, and we live around the corner, so they're just going to borrow it for a couple of days." And then a couple of days went to a week, and then my sister's like, "My test is coming up next week, Mom." And she's like, "Okay, we'll figure it out." She's like, "But where's the car? That's supposed to be my car." And my mom said, "Okay." 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, by the time a month passed by, we never saw this beautiful car again. How dare she? And then we said, "Mom, what about the car?" She said, "Listen, we're not getting that car back." What? Why? She said, "We have a car. God's going to bless us with another car. But that family needed that car more than we needed that car." And the story leads up to about 2, and I've seen miracles. People probably might see 1 or 2 miracles in their life. I've seen miracles my whole life with my parents. And in this instance, 2 months later, we still were without a car besides my dad having his car. And we happened to go to a yard sale. She loved yard sales. We love yard sales. And she saw this yard sale on the side of the street, and this elderly lady had a tarp full of clothes and shoes, and it was a lot of stuff on this tarp. And I was with her, and we went, and my mom saw a stack of suits, and because my grandfather's a pastor, these stacks of suits were in dry cleaning bags, and the lady expressed that her husband had passed away a week before, and she said, I'll give it to you for $40. It was 10 beautiful suits. And I believe I'm a girl, but suits are not cheap. So my mom's like, no, $40. Like, I only have $30 on me, but I'm going to go around the corner to my house and get more because it's well worth more than that. Lady says, no, no, no. I want you to take it for 40. My mom said, listen, I'm going to take these suits. And my mom's a person of her word. She said, I'm going around the corner. I'm going to grab some more money and I'm going to bring it back to you. We went around the corner. The stack of suits, 10 of them, my mom starts handing them to me, two to my sister, 2 to my brother to take in the house. And she gets midway in the stack of these suits, and she feels like a ruffling. And it wasn't the plastic of this cleaner bag. It was just a ruffle. And she said, what is that? So she opens it up. As soon as she opens up the coat jacket, there's an envelope inside the pocket. So she pulls it out, and it was about $3,500, $4,000 in cash, just in the envelope. So my mom's like, oh my gosh, like the wife must have not known her husband had this money in there. We go back. Not even 10 minutes had passed by. This lady's tarp, clothes, everything she was selling, the whole thing was gone. Like as if it was never there. So my mom's like, what's going on? So she lived in the complex across the street, apparently. It was a large complex. And long story short, my mom starts knocking on people's doors. She's like, excuse me, where's the lady that was having the yard sale across the street? And they're like, what yard sale? And my mom said, there was a yard sale. Me and my daughter just grabbed some suits. Her husband passed away last week. They're like, we don't know what you're talking about. My mom literally knocked on at least 20, 30 doors in that complex. I got out. Never did we find this woman. Never did we get a chance to give it back to her. We didn't even know where she went. She just disappeared, and that was an angel. Regardless of people's faith, that was a miracle. And my mom was able to take that money and get a car for us again after she blessed somebody else. We've seen blessings upon blessings upon blessings on our family because that's what God gave us, you know, when it came to our family. We walked in love, we walked in care. All of our hearts are full of just complete love. So just to give you a dose of my mom, Melba, she's a character, and she got it from her daddy and her mom. So I know my auntie can say more, even furthermore about my papa.
We're going to take a commercial break.
Okay. Okay. See, this is why I wrote it down.
One quick clarification, it's you, your sister, and your brother. Are there any other siblings?
It's just my
three.
dad and my mom have my sister Christina, who is going to be 35 this year, and myself, who's 31, and my brother, who is 25.
And Mel was a father and grandfather to how many?
Oh, my goodness. Well, he was a father to 6. As far as grandchildren, he has countless grandchildren. I think I have one niece that has about probably 12 children. I mean, I can't even answer that. He has a lot of grandchildren, and
A lot of greats, too.
and a lot of greats. Yes, we have a huge, huge family. So
Was he a pastor in town?
he was a pastor at Christian Fellowship on Cedar and McKinley. He has also pastored in Buffalo, New York. He's pastored in Los Angeles, California, Avenal, Madera. He definitely pastored for many years. He retired pastorship after my mom passed away in 2011, and then he became a lay minister at a local church.
You talked about them living with you. Do you know exactly why they went over to that home that day?
Do you want me to answer that?
Please.
Okay. So they did not live at that home, and why they went over there is still under investigation.
And so did the suspect live there, or can you speak a little bit about why he would be there?
He was staying there.
And was he living with anybody else in the home? or-
No.
It, just, of course, to clarify, they, I assume, knew he was staying there.
Yes, that's correct.
They owned the property.
The family owns the property.
There were other people living inside the property besides him, though.
Correct.
Yes.
It's a multiplex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you guys spoke about some mental illness. Can you guys speak about that and if there's been issues in the past?
Okay. All right. Of course, we don't want to do anything to compromise the investigation. That would complicate things. And so what we're going to talk about as far as past mental health issues, we're not. I'd just say he has out of this area, and many years ago, he has some prior criminal history.
So obviously, I saw you guys at the scene pretty soon after it happened. So what was going through your minds and how did this, I mean, you must have been going crazy out there.
Yeah, and anytime you think you've had enough and you've spoken enough, just let me know and we'll end it. Okay? All right? So it's up to you whether or not you want to answer any more questions.
Okay. Did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I'll speak. It involves this man right here. He did a fantastic job. We've never been through a situation like this. You ask questions, you might get an answer, you might not. We'll get back to you as soon as we get some more information. Please be patient. And I'd just like to say that the angst was about not knowing the unknown. And he did a real good job of doing what he has to do, and I just want to thank you.
So with that, once again, the reward for this case has been increased for information leading to the arrest of Ramad Park to $5,000. And again, Ramad, if you're watching this, you've seen your family, your loving family. Your aunt said out loud she forgives you. It's an important time right now for you to make a decision, and I'm asking you to make the decision to turn yourself in. Thank you all.